What's going on? It's your boy TJ Goodfella back with Motor City Lions Talk. And page change may be coming pretty soon. Facebook and YouTube. May go to Motor City Sports Talk. As the football season starts to wind down, start talking some Pistons, potentially some Tigers and maybe some Red Wings. I do dabble in the hockey a little bit. Ain't an expert in that, but let's talk about, who should be gone from the Detroit Lions and who should be kept. And let's start off with the coaching staff. Been gone, all of them. I'm getting rid of everybody. Straight up. Bob Quinn can stay straight up. I'm sweeping the whole coaching staff out. Will I weigh in making Terrell Austin the head coach? I think about it. But I just think I would think about keeping him as a defensive coordinator. But it would be up to the guy that I hired in. And who would I replace them with? I don't know who's the availability out there. Some people I heard like John Gruden, but I just think the offense of change is just too complex. His offense is too complex from what I hear. It would be a learning curve for Matthew Stafford and the offense to pick up on it. He's the coach that people want, the fiery coach, but offensively wise, it would fit in letting Terrell Austin run the defense, but he's just too fire. His offense is too complex. It's something that I would physically have to get on camera, which I plan on doing some this pretty soon. Hopefully, coming next week's is doing some face-to-face camera to show you how complex and how the verbiage is. I think it's a complex version of the West Coast offense he does run, but it's very, very complicated. Bill Cowher is somebody, some people want to, get, higher. Josh McDaniels is another guy I would consider. At least bringing in to run the offense. Gary Kubiak to run the offense. The Kubiak, McDaniels, and John Gruden will work to keep Terrell Austin. If that's what you guys want. Terrell Austin's a good defensive coordinator. He just don't have the tools. But he's made straight grapes. He made wine straight just with regular grapes. So, but yeah, I'm not exactly sure who's all out there. But there's just a couple names that's out there. Amongst the players who can start offensively, Eric Ebron's gone. I get rid of both of the tight ends, Ebron and Daniel Fields. They can go. You can't consistently catch the ball and block. I mean, Fields can block, but he can't catch neither. I mean, I would bring in a veteran tight end. You got a young one with Roberts, and maybe draft another young one next year to get 3 tight ends if that's what they want to do. The Lions have a ton of cap space. I'll get into that a little bit later if I remember. The whole side of the right side of the line I'll get rid of. TJ Lang, I would cut him. Rick Wagner, he can go. 2 total bust in free agency this year. You're going to have that. Martin Mayhew didn't make too many free agent errors, but, Bob Quinn did. I get rid of both of those guys. The entire running back field except for Theo Riddick and Tion Green, possibly. Those are the only 2 I would keep. Tion being the 4th back. Theo Riddick being a Swiss Army knife, being able to flank out to slot receiver and be the 3rd down back. I'll obviously draft a running back. I don't know who free agent out there. I'll bring in a free agent running back and draft and have them compete, depending on how high I would want to back. Saquon Barkley, I just think we need a workhorse running back. He's more of a fast, twitchy speed back. I mean, somebody I would look at, but I like a workhorse running back. I don't know exactly who's coming out this year, and we'll do some draft talk, later next year after the Super Bowl. Everybody else. I mean, Golden Tate is in the final year of his contract. He could be tradable. I think the Lions need to get faster at receiver, and I think it starts with Golden Tate. Keep Marvin Jones. Keep Kenny Galladay. I would possibly move Golden Tate, see what I can get in return from him. Because obviously they don't know how to use him in the slot and make him they don't know how to use him. Lions need to get more speed at the receiver position. I keep T.J. Jones, and I bring a burner in. T.J. Jones can work the slot. I think he's more than capable of doing that. Defensively wise, I keep Spence, Keem Spence. I keep Ashawn Robinson, but I bring in possibly bring back Ndamukong Suh, a big-time defensive tackle. I let Ziggy Ansah walk. It's some rumors that he's older than what he is. I think he's listed at 28, 29 now. They say he might be in his mid-30s. He ain't been healthy in 2 years. I let him walk. bring in a veteran pass rusher and bring in a young all new pass rushers. Zettel can go back to being the backup. Washington can go back to being the backup, and I'll try to bring in a veteran pass rusher, one that's in his prime, and also bring back and draft a good pass rusher as well, or wherever I can find 2 good pass rushers and rebuild that D-line. I think the Lions is getting away from the D-line being the strength of the defense. Linebacker-wise, I scrap all of them except for Jared Davis. Whitehead can go back to Whiteside, whatever his name is. Whitehead can go back to being a backup. Warlow can go back to being a backup. I bring in, 2 new linebackers because linebacker has been an era. We still can't cover a tight end deep down the middle. I bring in 2 new linebackers. Safeties, I'm really not concerned about. I don't know if Killebrew can ever step in for Tavon Wilson to start. So I would possibly think about bringing a strong safety in, man. I was, maybe late, mid-round, maybe free agent. Definitely scrapping both for the second corners. I would scrap Nevin Lawson, never liked him. I would scrap DJ Hayden as well. Bring in a true number 2 corner or number 1 corner and put Slade at number 2. I like Quadre Diggs in the nickel. I just continue to let Tease Tabor develop. He's too young to get rid of. Special teams, I keep the kicker. I know Prater had a bad day the other day. It happens. Punter, I keep him as long as he's healthy. Kick returner, I like Agnew. So I'm not having too much issue. It's just just people that I think that should move on. And we have a ton of cap space next year. So Bob Quinn is going to be able to do a lot of different things and mix and match. And I think he should get a new coach. I said that. Get rid of the right side. And rebuild the D line. Rebuild the front 7. Because I think at the least, if you keep Lawson to Hayden or whoever, or Tease Tabor growing to whatever you grow to, Quadre Diggs, Tavon Wilson, Glover Quinn, I think if you let those, that's a formidable Super Bowl caliber or Super Bowl capable secondary if you have a good front 7. Look at Carolina. They have a great front 7, and it allows their back end to be better than what they are. And I think with the Lions, they have to get pass rush up front. Bringing in a certified defensive tackle, possibly bring back a Dominican Sue who's going to be cut by the Dolphins, and then getting them 2 pass rushing mates on the outside and moving Zettel and Washington to the second string, allows depth, that old depth that the Lions used to have and rotate guys in. I think we're missing that. And bringing in 2 capable linebackers, the one that comes out on the nickel, he doesn't have to be all that good. He has to be formidable. But the one that stays in nickel situations with Jared Davis has to be great. You have to find a great linebacker that can cover tight ends, that can cover the backs out the backfield, that can possibly cover some slot receivers. And that's vital, that front 7. That's the one thing the Lions need to focus on, the front 4 and the front 7 and developing a Jared Davis. The secondary is okay. That's the least part I would worry about, even though I would like a better number 1 or number 2 corner. It's depending on who you bring in to put Slade at number 2 or keep him at number 1. I'm fine with either one. But offensively wise, they have to find a rushing attack. I'm gonna harp on that at the end of this video. They have to find a rushing attack. They have to rebuild the right side of the line. They have to possibly, hopefully Taylor Decker, Glasgow, and Swanson is able to hold it down. But they have to bring somebody in that knows how to run the ball, because Stafford is not going to be effective unless we get him a running game, because the league is catching up to that 50 passing attempts a year. But let me know who y'all think who should go.